and start. Hello there.
Hello, Carl. Let's see.
Starting the session off of an unusual practice session as we try to figure out everything. It's not usually normal for races like these to actually have a practice session. What do you think?
Yeah, it really isn't normal for this league, at least, to have practice sessions like this. But I suppose today, since we're experiencing one or two difficulties, it is to be expected.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, Sadly, no one had the balls to properly calculate the laps. However, I can give you data about the Wynford circuit. The Wynford circuit being one of the shortest circuits in the calendar, um, with an average lap time of only a minute six here,
Yeah.
it should be the base,
Another
uh,
thing.
is placed in the beautiful woody landscape of Quebec, Canada. I love Canada. Um,
Yeah, we appear to
we
be
can,
on a floating island, but anyway, yeah. Continue.
yeah, just ignore that. Um, the track features one DRS zone, which is a downhill sector, and is hated by most of the drivers because of its bumpiness and the very open hairpin, which could allow massive amounts of overtaking.
Let's be honest. This track is just Monza, but with extra steps. Like,
Oh, someone has just gone off. That is the Alpine, which has gone off right there. Qualifying will begin shortly.
oh, we have some screens. And
Qualifying will begin shortly.
let's get some eyes
You
on
just
all of
muted me.
these.
Come on.
You had lots of background noise again. That's why I muted you.
Oh, I don't know what the background noise is. I don't have any background noise. So.
I don't know, maybe like a drill or something like that.
Well, there's no drill around, and the house is completely quiet.
Okay, so
So
seven
it's not
minutes.
me.
Should I return all drivers right now or
Yeah, I think
yeah?
so. So, anyways,
Returned all drivers.
we are
Q1
so
will
packed today on the grandstands that some people have resorted to sitting in a metal
being 2D.
cage. That's
Some people have
interesting.
resorted to being in 2D to fit
Yeah,
even more people.
this looks very cramped, does it not?
Does it? Yeah, it is. Here we can see in the paddock with us the Aston Martin,
Is
the
gone.
Alpine, the two championship contenders. Probably having a word to say about them. Um, yeah, that should be yeah.
Yeah, we have a very cool thing here.
Green flag. They could go off. Qualifying is off. Off.
Alright, one moment, one moment, one moment, one moment, one moment, one moment, one moment. Alright, we'll just wait 1 second as to where we can spectate the drivers. Uh, okay. TXH went off track there for a second in the Aston Martin, going through some difficult corners as yeah, I'd like to remind everyone that we were thinking of, oh my gosh, what is this man doing? Please tell me
They
what.
are trying to go in reverse to apparently start the hot lap,
Yeah.
which it doesn't say anything in the rules.
Well, I suppose a gap in the rules can be you know looked at by the FIA.
Yeah,
So
The Aston
maybe
Martin here
revive.
taking a very interesting line, I have to say. Barely squeezing into the track.
Yeah.
This man probably studied racing lines. I have to say that.
And then we have a 107.362. Not the best of times around the track, not the worst of times. It's relatively fast, but I do believe that within one or two laps, the drivers can improve upon their times dramatically, as we are now on board with Poconeldo in the Alpine.
That's Starman, actually.
Yeah,
Poconaldo
Starman.
is
Yeah,
Starman,
Starman.
once again.
Oh my gosh, that I feel bad for the undercarriage of this poor Alpine, dude. Alpine. Sorry if you get triggered by
Alpine.
the way I say it. Um,
Starman trying to take time to get into the fastest lap. Sweet Jelly setting a time of 102 in
wow.
the Red Bull. That's
Of course,
oh no.
not surprising from a Red Bull, but yeah, I do think that we are starting with not a ton of drivers. We might have to redo qualifying and count this as a practice session, but that is for the stewards and the FIA to decide. As we see TXH further improving on his time and coming down with a 103.359, and Caspar setting a time of 1 minute, 3 seconds, and 708 milliseconds. Oh my gosh, TXH has just had a huge crash going into, I believe, the straight there. I don't know if I can get an onboard camera there. No, I don't think I can get a camera shot
Yeah.
of that.
Dark. Oh my god.
Yeah, can't get an onboard with Doc either, which is very, very dramatic. Carl, do you have any maybe predictions of how many crashes we're going to have today around the circuit?
Free. Free.
You're locked in at 3. Is that including qualifying or not including qualifying?
Not including qualifying.
Okay, how many do you think we're going to have in qualifying? We've already had 2.
2?
So you think it's going to
Keep it at
stay at
2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
We then see Wild setting a time of 107, a time of
That's a
106.8.
that's an interesting line by TXH right there.
Oh, he's back on the track. I thought he lost a tire. Well, always good to see a driver back on the track, but yeah, he does keep on going. Um,
Maybe trying to set his hot lap.
could we like not exploit the game for a second and just race on the track? But anyway, yeah, that those are interesting lines that he's setting. I feel bad for his car. This poor thing has to endure this complete and utter torture of riding on the grass. No idea why he's doing that, but if he's setting the second best time in our first qualifying session, then he must be doing something correctly.
Yeah. You've got to think about that.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, as we all know, driving lines are there to be tested. Not too much, tested a bit, or else we might have a situation with who was it again that was constantly running off track to the point where they got removed from the league? Carl?
I think. Oh, TXH, yes, is setting a time of. They are almost edging. I have to say that 1 minute lap.
Okay, poor choice of words, but
Let's
okay.
see if one of them does a lap. That's almost a minute. The Haas is finally getting some good times. Have to say that. Um, very particularly, I have to mention.
Bro, oh my god. You just
Yeah, I
said,
said edging. What what's the problem?
oh my god.
Yeah, there's a bit of a problem with that. That's why I've been keeping quiet. As we see Casvar improving on his time coming up. No, did Casvar improve on his time? I don't believe he did. Oh no, it's
He's third
TXH.
place in a Haas. That's
Um, more interesting lines as we see TXH cutting corners. Not exactly. I don't know. His car isn't going incredibly fast currently. Um, well now I suppose it's going an alright speed, but yeah, we have most of our times. Or massive corner cuts are not allowed, says Bessie. Alright. If that is the message from the Grand Steward of the FIA and the league owner,
sounds good.
then yeah. If one more person goes onto the grass before that braking zone, you're gonna get your laps reset. Why did I read that as you're gonna
TH
eat your laps?
TXH with a time of 101.391.
I think bro is going to get
Well,
his laps reset, dare I
another
say.
Starman in the Alpine setting a time of 101.901.
That
That is
is a
also interesting.
very fast time, but we have seen our drivers improving on their times. This is going to be the final lap that they will have to set a decent time. We still have a shoot for men, and okay, well, doesn't appear to be in the game anymore. Still trying to set times. Just shoot for men at a time of 1 minute and 5 seconds and 59 milliseconds. Seems that they're happy with that time as they have returned to the paddock. So the times as of first qualifying is going to be a TXH in the Aston Martin with a time of 1 minute, 1 second, and 391 milliseconds.
I
Then
think
it's
I
going to
found
be
the perfect shot. As I can see, one of the shots includes a tractor. We could joke about that. That it's an Alpine.
yeah, definitely. And then we have Starman with the time of 1 minute, 1 second, and 901 milliseconds. Sweet Jelly with the time of 1 minute, 2 seconds, and 548 milliseconds. Casvar with a time of
Mino not setting a
sorry,
time.
yeah.
Surprising.
Casvar with a time of 1 minute, 3 seconds, and 708 milliseconds. Dark setting a time of 1 minute, 3 seconds, and 968 milliseconds. Shoot for Men setting a time of 1 minute, 5 seconds, and 59 milliseconds. And then Wild setting a time of 1 minute, 6 seconds, and 623 milliseconds. Mino are not setting a time. I'll just take a picture of that just in case we need that. And yeah, do you have anything to say on this, Carl?
I don't know how to host races, honestly.
Yeah.
So don't blame it on the FIA, blame it on me. I mean, we do have big surprises due to the lack of drivers. Like we have a Haas in P4 and a McLaren, which is currently bottom of the WCC at fifth.
Yeah.
That is a surprise.
Really
I have
interesting.
never seen that.
You know, it does appear, Carl, that the bad drivers, or sorry,
28 laps.
the drivers in the good cars can't drive, and the drivers in the bad cars can drive. That's really just what I've noticed from this season of the WORC league. So we're going to
No,
have
it's WORC.
26 laps around Wynford, and oh, jeez,
Who's
that's
that qualifying? Oh, come on. Start
not
light.
even not even 30 minutes off. racing action.
We go with the race. THX leads us off the line, then it's Poco, Sweet Jelly, Full Moon, Chica, Dark, Mino, and Wild in that order. Oh my god! That is Starman taking a humongous corner cat, gaining advantage on everyone.
Yeah, I don't think a corner cut like that is going to be allowed by the league. That may be looked at by the stewards, as we have Starman taking the lead here officially on the leaderboard. Maybe not for long. Shoot for man in the kick Sauber that has just been overtaken but was sitting in third place. Then we have Sweet Jelly sitting in the Red Bull in what would have been fourth place. What time is he going to? I believe he's worked his way up to third place now. And those are the current standings. Sweet Jelly has made his way up to
Oh my
second,
god.
taking over from TXH. As our drivers enter the second lap of the race here, we see Starman still maintaining the race lead going into the first and second corner, then the third corner off the track so far. Poco is now under review for going in the gravel and getting an advantage. Okay, so Starman is under review. We could see up to a, I believe, 12-second penalty for that. 10 to 12-second penalty, if I am correct on that. TXH battling for the lead currently with Mino in the Ferrari, working his way up from not qualifying at all, not setting a qualifying time, to third place. Quite impressive, especially when you have Sweet Jelly sitting behind you in fourth place. And I believe Mino has just taken over from TXH. Over to you, Carl. Alright, I don't know if Carl is here, so I'm just going to continue as we go into the third official lap of the race. DRS is now active, and we have still Starman continuing his lead, as we have just seen from the stewards that he is not currently under investigation. Followed by Mino, followed by TXH, followed by Sweet Jelly, followed by Shoot for Men, followed by Casva, followed by Dark, followed by Wild. McLaren sitting in P7. Quite expected. But anyway, I digress. We should see in the next couple of laps how things iron out, dare I say, as we see, having some trouble there. Rear left tire hitting on a bump, and we can see Mino and TXH racing each other, really having a great battle here for the second place position. If we go down the grid a bit, we see Sweet Jelly kind of in a league of his own right now, in a bit of a limbo between third place, the first podium position, aka the first position on the podium. He has a gap between himself and Casvar now. Casvar takes over from Dark. They are having quite a good battle here. A Haas versus a McLaren is not a battle that I really did think to see in my day. And then we have Shoot for Men sitting here in the Kick Sauber car, getting in the middle of this battle, really getting hands on with this entire race, coming up from the depths, dare I say, into what is the middle ground of the race. We've just had another message from the steward saying, stop going onto the grass or and cutting corners. We still have Starman up in the front, followed by Mino, who has come up all the way, need I remind you, from P8 to P2. Carl, you are on mute. Alright, and then we need to continue, I suppose. So TXH has fallen down from pole position to fourth place. Such a fall. I actually can believe it, but I cannot at the same time. My brain just refuses to process how he's fallen down the race. Another message from the stewards, please stop cutting the track. It does appear that Starman has stopped cutting the track right now. Um, as we are in lap 5, the drivers are very comfortable with the track, I hope, at this point. The drivers are used to having to adapt to a track very, very fast. As I think the final sector of Wynford is a lot like Silverstone, at least in my opinion. Not too much, but I think those final few rounded corners where you have to flow through them are quite similar to Silverstone. So yes, we can now see Starman gaining a considerable lead on Mino in P2, and then of course TXH in P3, with Sweet Jelly sitting in 4th, Shoot for Men sitting in 5th, Catsfar sitting in 6th, Wild sitting in 7th, and Dark sitting almost, well, about half a lap behind in P8. That must be quite disappointing for the McLaren. But we will have to say in the post. We'll have to see in the post-race interviews. Please stay tuned for those. No real change currently, as we do see some stagnation in the race happening as we enter sort of the middle section of this race, and of course exit the early stages of this race. This is going to be very, very interesting to see how things do end up panning out here for us.
Okay, I am back. What did I miss?
Well, nothing much. No one has crashed so far, but Mino has managed to work his way up from P8 back to P2, and is now having a fight for P2 with TXH as we go through the last sector here of the racetrack. Or, sorry, not last sector, but as we are in
Mino having a fight with TXH. It's very nice to see the both of them trying to fight against each other, but still being a good pair of drivers. Yellow flag sector 2. Let me just switch around, see what have happened. And that is someone, I think, exiting. Oh, I just thought it was someone, but it was the tractor.
Oh, Catsvar, I believe, has lost a front wing. Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's Kaswara here with no front wing at all.
Yeah, that is definitely what we've just had our yellow flag for. As I skim through the drivers, we can see the battle between TXH and Mino continues.
It's not the same as Baku. In Baku, everyone had to get black and orange flag. Everyone.
Oh my gosh. I don't think there was one person that did not get a red flag, that did not get a black and orange. We even had We even had a graveyard. We named it a graveyard, I believe, because of the amount of.
Interesting how slow the McLaren is going. The McLaren is going at snail's pace compared to all of the other cars.
Yeah, is it the hard tires? I don't think so. But we do see Poco here. Oh, sorry, Starman is on soft tires. So we do, however, see what do we see actually? We do see that, yeah, Doc is the only one on hard tires. Could the hard tires on this track just not be it? Or could it happen later in the race that the hard tires could come in clutch and maybe get Doc back into the top 5?
I am just watching the fight, or the escape between Dark and Poco. I mean, Starman. Starman is getting dangerously close to him. Let's see, how close is it?
Yeah, it doesn't look to be too close yet. I mean, of course, they're not in the same corners yet, but we do see at least a lap gap here, which does rhyme between the two drivers. I don't know why the McLaren is so desperately weak through the straights. It is just.
I mean, man, just replace his car at this moment. His car is basically. Just replace this driver, honestly. He's like one of the worst drivers here. Not scoring points for McLaren at all.
But I will say, even, that the car dare I say, is not accelerating through the straights. If you could see that, Carl. Oh,
Oh
we're
my
seeing some
goodness.
skidding here. Maybe some of his tires will be on the tracks after this, because really there is a lot of damage that could be caused not only to his own car but to other cars with skidding. We've seen many instances of that at Baku and many of our other tracks on the calendar.
Yeah, yeah, that is correct.
Anything that you would like to add to this, Carl? Okay.
Dark blue flag to let
Ooh,
Poco, I mean,
that was
overtake.
incredibly cool, as we just saw Starman flying past Dark there. I mean, Dark is already lapped, so there's really is no point, honestly, in attempting, or slowing down for a driver that is way out of your league, even though they're in the same league.
As I can say, Dark is having just a wee bit of a fight between him and Poco. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, it's almost like you know uh
Yeah,
like a schizophrenia patient, You're fighting someone
yeah,
who's not really there, except in this case, the person is there. They're just in a completely different league, dare I say.
yeah.
Your car might be better, but their skill is better than yours.
Yeah.
But there must be something wrong with the
Anyways, let's see
McLaren.
the fight between Dino and TX, which has been slowing down over the past couple of laps. Oh my goodness, what has happened? Yellow flag, sector 2. Who was the one at fault?
Let's see what has caused.
Dark has, Dark has massively slowed, which means it might have been something with Dark.
Ooh, Dark has just skidded a bit. I'm trying to see if there's anyone rolling around with it without a front wing. Doesn't appear to be so. If we could just get a message from the stewards, I'd really like to know the cause for the. Yeah, Dark is slow. Okay, so it was what you expected, Carl.
Oh my god!
Dark has come to
Something
a
happened
complete
in
stop. Wow.
Dark. Oh my goodness, Starman! We do not have Starman's footage anymore. Starman is gone. What has happened to him?
What has happened?
Starman out.
I. Oh no, no, pits. It was
Safety
the
car is
pits.
out. Starman out of
No,
the
Poker did
race.
not disconnect. It was the pits will. The gap has significantly closed now. We are under safety car currently as we enter the middle section of the race, and Starman is down into a third, left to chase TXH for that second spot on the podium.
Starman is back.
Yeah, I think it was just a trouble in the pit stop. So
Shoot
that we
for
could
men. Oh
just.
my goodness, shoot for men. Which sector is it? Sector
Ooh!
1, yellow flag. Sector 1.
Wow, could we get some confirmation that Shoot for Men is okay over team radio, maybe?
Chica Boto has crashed. And Dark has crashed too. Which sector is it?
Wow, Doc,
That's sector 2 as well.
wow,
Oh
we.
my god.
Well, that shatters your prediction for the amount of crashes. Okay, we have confirmation that Shoot for Men is okay. Always good to see, but that must be a devastating end to his drive. Pressed R by accident, and I was on keyboard controls. Okay, that seems to clear up the misunderstanding. Or not the misunderstanding, rather the cause for the crash. Sorry, wrong of me to call that a misunderstanding. As we have the safety car out. Safety car has
We
been
really have
deployed.
to wonder in what trouble is the safety car driver in?
Yeah,
You really do have to wonder
yeah.
that. Like Starman here is just pushing. He's just trying to push on everyone.
Yeah, it must be really really um just Starman is must be thinking, Starman enters the pits, by the way.
Dark is back. Dark is back in P8.
Well, is that
Dark is moving again. Oh, Poker has disconnected again.
no, Poker went into the
What is
pits.
happening?
Poker went into the
Poco
pits.
Poco has box.
Yeah.
Oh, the safety car. What has happened with the safety car? Uh,
The safety car crashed, I believe.
uh that has never happened in my commentating history at all.
Yeah, no, me neither. That is quite ironic how something that was supposed to, or a car that's supposed to prevent crashes crashed. That's very, very ironic. But yeah, so we have Mino sitting currently in P1 as we
Yeah,
are still, I think, under safety car.
gotta say, a wee bit interesting. This race is. Oh, Dark! His car is off again. That's another. Is that barely sector two? I think that's barely sector two. Yellow flag for sector two. Although we already have a full course yellow, it's worth noting we already have a full course yellow flag.
Yeah, it's really quite strange. The problems that the
This is the
McLaren is having.
this is the goofiest league I have ever seen. I have to say
Yeah,
that.
it is goofy, but it's fun. I'll tell you what. It really is. Some people may call it unserious. I call it fun.
We can see we could see almost Wild passing the Haas right there on the left, just behind the racetrack, because it's a tractor. You get the
Well,
joke. Mino is
and
off again.
if we look at TXH
Mino
and
is offline. Mino has box,
yeah, they are
so the
both
T.
uh exiting the pits now. I saw they were having a quite a bit of a battle. Mino and TXH still in the pits, even though they might be a bit further down the field now. They are still, uh, battling very dramatically. Dare I say, the entire race,
Yeah,
as we now have a shot of the Ferraris driving together.
yeah. I have to say that the most surprising thing about the Wynford circuit is, of course, the big old drop just just after 10-2, I think.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It is. It's a very interesting track, but it's also a really, really strange track. Another great thing about the
Yeah.
safety car for some of our drivers it gives them time to regroup and maybe have a better fighting chance with the rest of the field. So there we have the tractor, uh, aka Lando
The
Norris.
half.
Yeah.
Nah. Oh, the front three has pitted, has box.
They're putting every
I think.
lap at this point.
Safety
Safety car
car in
this
this
lap.
lap.
All right.
Still, after dark, has disconnected. And Kaswara, the Haas is the leader. What the hell
Yeah.
has
Uh,
happened here
we can see,
for
of
Haas?
course, Shoot for Man and Dark have both retired from the race currently, as TXH and
The
Kaswara
Haas
are going to
here
be fighting.
is definitely surprised. I really want to talk with this guy after the race
Yeah, just see what's going through his
because,
head.
yeah. Oh my goodness!
Ooh, what's happened?
What has happened to
Oh,
Wild?
wow.
He has hit, he has bitten the curve there, and that is definitely a disadvantage to him.
yeah, his car just went bonk and flipped.
Oh my
Completely
goodness.
unexpected. And
You can see
while
the Haas slowing down.
yeah,
Let everyone pass.
while we are still under safety car, I would like to remind whoever does maybe not know currently. Um,
The FIA.
give me 1 second. For whoever does not know right
Three
now,
others have green flag on.
yeah. For whoever who does not know, our Work Junior series will be starting up its season soon.
In
So if you are interested in that at
yeah,
all, make sure to join that server as well.
yeah.
As we have
I have
90
to say
milliseconds between Mino and
that is
TXH as we go green. Yeah, Carl?
yeah. I have to say oh that is full moon falling down yonder. Hit the bump there as the P5 driver.
Yeah, I mean, P5 is essentially a very lonely place now, as Wild is basically 10 seconds behind. This is essentially the back of the grid. So that
Yeah,
is quite interesting to fall down from first place to fifth place. Again, that might not
green.
even be the driver. That could just be the car. Who knows?
Yeah. So as it seems like everyone has boxed at least once,
Yeah,
and
definitely under.
the current order is TXH Poco with TXH, then Starman, then Mino, Sweet Jelly, Full Moon, and Wild as the remaining drivers. Oh,
I
that
see now.
is
It's
Full Moon
actually
getting a penalty.
um it's actually Starman in the lead currently of our race. Has just taken the lead from TXH. Uh, TXH has battled with almost everyone in the top 5 today. He's battled with Kasvara. He hasn't actually battled with Sweet Jelly too much. He has battled with Mino and he has battled with Starman. He's battled with almost everyone, including himself. I'm sure fatigue is, of course, a big thing,
Yeah.
especially in an F1 car for our drivers.
I have to say, really, this is one of the strangest races I have ever seen today, especially when you have a lot of drivers. Everything is happening all at once. Two drivers out, only 8 drivers started, and 6 drivers are looking to finish. That is a goofy race, I have to say that
Yeah, it is.
today.
It's very strange. We don't really have many races where it's just completely, it's not boring necessarily, but it's not like
Yeah,
it's not making you, stay on the edge of your seat. It's just, dare I say, the most, like, it's a benchmark race. It's a very average race. Uh, it's a decent circuit, but I feel like it has some interesting turns, but it's really
yeah.
not the best race on the calendar.
If you have missed this race, I'm sorry for you. If you have missed this race is one of the most exciting we have ever seen on the calendar. Uh,
Yeah, definitely is exciting. It's also
okay.
interesting that it's
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I believe the longest, or the only race. Well, we've been in this race. What I'm trying to say, under safety car for the longest in the entire
yeah. That has
um
been 5 or 6 laps. I didn't really count.
No, it was
Counting
5,
is
I
not
think.
me.
5 laps on
5
the safety
laps.
car, I believe.
That is one of the longest safety
Yeah.
cars I have ever seen.
I don't remember when, but we did have 4 laps once on the safety car, I do think. So this is just stolen the record for possibly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we had 4 laps and I have just basically forgot about it.
yeah.
Meanwhile, we see TXH and Mino are still a car's length between each other, both riding over the bump, trying to mirror each other, and Mino makes the move up into P3.
Yeah,
What a move!
really, an
Had the
interesting.
balls to do that, I have to say.
Yeah, really an
Uh,
interesting race that we've had so far with all of our drivers going so far, pushing so hard to overtake. This really is, if you want it, the track for overtaking. I will give it that, even
yeah.
though I'm not the biggest fan of this track.
And of course, the most important part of the Wynford circuit is, of course, the downwards DRS section, which is very interesting to see how drivers can overtake in downhill conditions, under DRS conditions also. Oh, that is Starman biting a little bit of curb here.
Yeah, that is to be
Oh,
expected. We saw that early in
it's
the race.
surprising.
We will, of
I
course,
don't
see it
see
later.
Fullmon on the lead. Oh, there he is. I just temporarily lost footage of him.
Yeah.
Making his way back up the orders. But I've lost Mino for some reason. No, Mino is still there, don't worry.
Yeah, Bino is still very much on track. Oh, his tires did something a bit strange there for a second.
And now
Getting a bit.
for the And now for the 24 lap of this 26 lap race. We have Starman finally going down the hill once again. Barely avoiding the curbs. He knows this track by heart, as it seems. Let's see that. Perfect. Riding over the curb here.
Oh,
And I'm not.
that's a bit rough. That curb riding from Mino.
Yeah.
A bit of a corner cut there, but nothing to be investigated. A bit off track, but nothing too major. Still 2 tires on
Yeah.
track, which is by FIA
Starman going through
regulations.
the SS. Going right and then left, cutting the hairpin a bit. And now for the penultimate lap of this race. Here we go.
Yeah, I would like to remind, of course, anyone who does not know standard, basically standard motorsport regulation at this point, as TXH has just taken over second place from Mino, and they're having a bit of a battle here. We can see that, but it is standard motorsport regulation that or at least in other leagues, I believe. I don't know the exact rule for this one, that if you have
What is
one tire on the track still, then it is counted as on track.
as a what?
It's counted as on track if you have at least one tire on, I believe. So, yeah. But, this league is unique. Every league is unique. So, yeah, as we can see,
Yeah. Oh,
TXH and Mino still fighting.
yeah. And now for the final lap, Starman is leading us, and he's looking to snap a victory.
Yeah,
Mino in not really close second, but TXH is in really close third. That would be an interesting battle for second place right there. Let's see who could come out on top.
yeah, TXH has
Oh,
fallen to
he hit the
third
bump.
place.
He has hit in the bump.
Yeah, oh, TXH. His
Oh,
car went
that
on
is
2
another.
wheels there for a second.
Yeah,
As we are heading
yep,
through the final few corners here,
yeah, of
a
course.
feeling a bit too. Well, at this point, I feel it's a feeling a bit too familiar We have
Yeah.
Alpine here, Alpine
And that
taking.
is the Alpine of Starman going round. The final happen as he wins the Canadian Grand Prix.
He's done it.
He does it.
He's definitely won before, and he will do it again as he took the race win, followed by TXH, followed by Mino, followed by Sweet Jelly, followed by Wild, followed by Kasvara. Mino TXH, alright, so it is actually Mino TXH. If I could ask a favor of the driver. Oh, Mino
Yeah.
crashed his car after the race end.
Hmm?
Wow. So I'm just going to
I'm
post
just
the
gonna.
race
I'm
results.
just
Uh,
going all the way to Park Ferry to come. Oh, that is somebody's Mercedes here. Let's see. Oh, that is a 2016 Mercedes. What is a 2016 Mercedes over here?
if we could just get like.
Yep. If we could just get the free drivers here. And Kaswara also, if we could.
Yeah, if we could get any drivers on here, actually.
Yeah. Let's see who's in the audience. That is Webhead. Oh, that's a reserve driver, apparently. Mm. On this shoot for men, we can talk with him, honestly. He's yeah, he's a bit sour after the crash. Let's see how he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still waiting for you. Let's see if you can talk with us.
If I could just check who
We
in the
are
following.
awaiting Mino, and I think Mino has left. No, he didn't.